What's up, everybody? Let's go for a drive on the 1995 BMW 840 Ci. It's an E31. My family and my kids called it Bullet. So let's get a little bit up close and personal with this E31. So, little history with it is we bought this back in 2016, and it was a pretty good experience. We are going up north, and I already had scoped out this car previously so I can check it out while I'm up there. And what happened with stopping by before San Francisco, we went to a place called San Jose Hills, and this car happened to be there. And my wife was saying, and asking, why are we stopping by San Jose Hills, which we don't know anybody in San Jose Hills. It's either you're gonna go look at a car or you already bought one. Well, fortunately for me, I had a buddy that has one of the premier shops with BMW up north in the Bay Area, Ryko Motors, who had taken a look at this car, and he has, you get this car, it's pretty clean, has really no leaks, no major things to fix, had saggy headliners, hence we changed the headliners, because when you would drive around with this, it would flap around with you. So anyhow, put a deposit with the guy even before I saw the car. But the history of the car kind of told me what it was. When I saw his garage was immaculate, his floors were clean, his tools were put away, so I knew kind of the history already without talking to the previous owner, that man, this guy was taking care of the car. He tried to do as much as he can with it, and he only drove it for the weekends, and hence the same thing I was doing with this car, is driving it only in the weekends. Upon getting the car, or acquiring the car, first thing I did is drive it straight to my friend's shop. I told him I want a clean bill of health on the car, check everything out, fix whatever you need to fix. So hence I only had the car with me for 4 hours, and then I left it and then went on my vacation and came back. I was planning to drive the car down, but didn't have any time, so I just had it shipped down. So I also kept the miles down. But right now we're driving inside the car. You could hear the little rumble of the car with the exhaust. It's a deleted exhaust, so at least it's not too loud. It's nice and smooth in here. Air conditioning's blowing. Just wanted to get a little bit of inside driving mode, so you could see how the car is. I'm on Sport 4. Usually on the small streets I'll do 4. I'd put it into D when I'm right into the freeway. So I could blip it. Has a little rumble and a burble on it. It's nice. It's a great cruising car. Solid, comfortable, even with the lowered suspension, with the Bilstein shocks and the iBox springs. It's not of a harsh ride. It's just perfect. With the Bilstein or with the iBox, you actually have a higher nose with it. That's why when you install the springs, it's actually a little higher, and people didn't like it. It kind of had a reverse rake. So what we did to solve that problem is it has a dead coil. Pretty much most of these springs, they're just dead coils at the top. It doesn't even have any function. So we just chopped that off, brought the car down nice and even with the rear, and it sits the way it sits, rides the way it rides. It's nice and smooth. It still handles corners. I've taken it to the canyons. It's not a garage queen, would drive it just to make sure to open up the engine, open up the legs, get the fluids going. You know, these cars, they need to be driven, or else they're gonna get mad. They're gonna get or they're gonna get jealous that you're not spending enough time with them. So, you know, it's a great way to bond with your car. So right now we have blowing nice, and I have the air condition on, nice and cold. What is it outside? It's, I don't know what the temperature is. It's getting cooler, 66. Earlier it was in the mid to high 70s here in Santa Clarita. So get a feel for it. To the next owner, if you plan to put a radar, and if you happen to have a Valentine one, it's already hardwired for Valentine one. I just have it off right now. You could hear, that's the Valentine one. It's hardwired to the car. I'll shut it off for the video, but it's all ready to go. At high speeds, this thing is just nice and smooth. It feels just so solid. Little fun fact, which scared the crap out of me at one point, and I thought my car was haunted, that at 90 plus miles per hour, 91, 93 miles per hour, if you're driving with all the windows down and you hit that speed mark or speed limit at 91 and 93, all the windows go up. All the windows go up, and then basically the car feels like it squats because all the windows are all down. So they want to make sure that it's airtight, and they don't want the winds to be flat, or I don't know, air inside the cabin or whatnot. So we do, yeah, basically like that. And the first time that happened, I was like, what the heck? Why is a car doing that? I thought it was haunted, but I realized that that the car does that automatically, so it does not interfere with the aerodynamics of the car. Now you can hear that rumble. Nice and smooth. I'll upshift to D. It's a little more of an overdrive. Turn on the radio so you know, so you guys can see that radio actually works. I don't really listen to the radio too much. I just listen to the, actually, even though it has a cassette deck player. Here, let's drop it down to gear. You'll see how a quick rumble, and I'll put it on lower gear so you can see how the muffler sound. Back to the entertainment. sound entertainment. I don't use the radio that much. Actually, even though it has a cassette player, I got this Bluetooth cassette player that you can connect your phone to it, and when you push it in, it will play and stream whatever you have on the phone that's playing. So I will include that and send it off to with the new owner for enjoyment. Or it's up to you. You decide to change up the head unit to a modern one. I thought about it many times, and I was hesitant because I wanted to keep the car very period correct. I didn't want to disrupt the ergonomics in the car, and it just looked perfect. I'm doing this drive. I'm putting about like another 4 to 5 miles on it. And I know my description says 154, but when you get it, I've been driving it back and forth to just, clean it and get it detailed, and so it's gonna have a little bit more than 154,000. So yeah, everything is great, solid. One of the best upgrades I've done in the interior is this 3-spoke steering wheel with the M technique, with the M stitching, the M colors in the stitching. It's leather, and then on the side it's perforated. I just think it's like a very simple touch, a very nice simple touch to the car, and it matches actually the little red and blue dials of the climate control on here. I was in debate that if I was gonna go with a manual swap at one point, and good friend and Mr. 8 Series himself, Alec Cartio, he's like, no, just keep it automatic. They drive great automatic. I mean, it'd be fun, but I get to cruise in it. You can't really have your coffee. I was also going to modify the center console to accommodate some beverages, but I'm not in this car long enough to hang out. And if I am going to have a beverage, it's going to be a nicely a tumbler. I don't want anything to spill in here. I'm very, you would say, very anal about having things or food or drinks in the car. My kids know better. My oldest son, which loves this car, he's very infatuated with the pop-up headlights, and he even knows to dust off his feet before coming inside this car, as they should, right? It's like going into this car is like almost like going into an Asian household. You take off your shoes and leave it outside, but you bring your shoes with you. Just has that nice perfect rumble. Another thing I would probably have done if I would have held on to the car longer is I would have upgraded the differential. I'd probably go for like a 314 or a little bit higher than that. And and it'll still cruise nicely in the freeway. The diff right now is like I think a 275, 273. It's okay. My previous BMW before this one was a 2001 740i M Sport, and that was pretty robust. You know, coming from that to this, you're like, it's all right. I fell right there. So, right, coming in. We're about to finish off our drive. Into the house. So I hope you guys got a little bit of insight with the car, inside the cabin. I do have a full detailed overview of the car, the exterior and the interior, so you can check that out as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope to the next owner, you will enjoy as well. And good luck. Happy bidding.